Oh, hi. I suck at intros. Welcome. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? New project showcase here. Let's get into it. Hey, interested. Stupid. Okay, so here we have the new project that I've been working on for way too long, which I started before my previous project, which was the ArtStation Medieval Challenge. This was put on pause. Blah, blah, computer died twice. New computer. Data saved for once. So, um, I still gotta look at myself at the right side. Okay, so this project started out as a simple idea to, well, basically do one part of a room, more specifically, this room that I'm in right now. As you can see by the look of it, actually, you can't see that much, but these beams above me that you see in the mirror, that's basically it. And that part of the room is over there. Nice. So, come on, camera. Working. Thank you. Okie dokie. So basically, I wanted to recreate a thing, something that I had in my mind for quite a long time. And whenever I was really stressed out or needed time to think, a place to think, well, I went to that window. And that's how the project started. So, let's get into it through the step-by-steps. Yep. Unreal, R. Save and screenshots. So this project started at 8th of February. Well, that was 6 months ago. Oh shit, that's a long ass time. And the last screenshot I took officially was June 11th, but I kept working on it. Just not taking screenshots because not much changed really. So let's start. So it started with the base, basically with the radiator that is still there. Because one of the things was I wanted the radiator to be also a big part of, or a big focus of it. But, or let's say, it started with a radiator that then evolved into that. Yes, exactly. Then added a window, of course, some candles, as you can see here, because why not? Perfect timing. And the Coke bottle, I mean, whatever brand it is. A bit of texture work. Then I decided just to spruce up the entire environment because that's what I needed. And these nice trees, the birch pack on the Unreal Marketplace. Something. Bar chair from the kitchen itself. And the space heater added. Some more textures. The power plug on the floor, which is not noticeable in the project itself. Hooray. Something in the back here. The beams, so important. Again, not noticeable, but again, the shot itself, I didn't know if I was going to go in the shot or more out of it. So I just started working around it. The door. The nighttime scene lighting. This is one of those things where I wanted to actually have the window be open, and let's say the seasons change, like snow buildup, rain, leaves, or at least the night and day scene. What happened here? Just some more color, something. Fun fact, at this point in time, something went wrong. Either I changed versions of Unreal or I don't exactly know what, but the light setup disappeared. Then on, and here we have a cigar box. Remove this for clarity. Starting to pile up the candles, hinges, window openers. Why am I forgetting words? It's late. The shelving unit on the left, more detail and textures. And this is where the project started being complex, like overly complex. So with everything that I do is basically like, oh, this is fun, let's fuck it up. So I started doing the house opposing to it, because of course, if you want to look out the window, you kind of have to see what is on the other side of the window. And this is where I went overboard, and I'll explain later. But basically, or showcase later, I went into way too much detail. Here, textures on the door, more on the windows themselves, positioning, and added candle bunches, more trees, nighttime. I think this is the final lighting shot. Oh, this is particles. Yep. I was playing a lot with particles this time. Some glass texture with the glass and cups and whatever. And these things. And basically, this is where we're at. And I should be sleeping. Yeah, but I'm going on vacation. And I want to get this done. Okay, so let's go into the project itself. Cameras. So, this is actually the entirety of the room itself. It's just missing a door to the area here. Otherwise, this is the size of the room, which is basically more than half the apartment. And the floor, I worked on this way too long. Door. Oh, I remember now. I planned on the door to be open, because at a certain angle, if there's light coming, like at a nighttime scene from the kitchen, but in the end it went nowhere. But it's nice that I have this, like I have enough practice with this to where it's not important anymore. The plug, or extender, whatever, nice. I think I even have the underside. Yes. This here, let's turn on the unlit. As you can see, it has shelves. Yes, I went that far. Worst case scenario is really good practice, and even this little thing that is covered up at the back, because I wanted to do a shot like this, but there's too much shit, too much stuff, and none of it is focused. The space heater, which took about a week to do, it's high poly but lowered, but still high poly. Everything is whole, so it's as efficient as it gets in terms of polygons. Where the thing? Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, this button here. No, it's here. No, this. So there's a button here for twisting and turning. Switches. So you can see a lot of work, time and effort was put into this. In the end, it went nowhere, but I got a project for this thing. It's not gonna go unused. This space heater as well. Oh look, the wall plug. It's also got insides, because the way I had some light setups, you can see in, and I over detailed like everything. Chair. Chair, fantastic looking chair. Here we have a light strip, which actually goes around completely. In certain areas there's nothing because of the way I approach this, but it has wait, I hate doing this. Let's see. So I have this so that I can set up the intensity as much as I want with any color that I want. And it's really nice how it works. And there's a separate texture for the PCB underneath it, and these are basically just squares lit up. It's not really the most effective thing. The effective thing I think would be to have a texture with a emission something, but there might be a reason why I didn't do that. There is an emission though. Why didn't I do that? There's probably a good reason, but instead I went this way, but it's totally possible to do it another way. Oh, I think it was something to do with textures themselves. It became too complex, or at least I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to optimize it too fast because I might change it like many times. Here we have candle box, box, shrink wrapped. Is it? Yes. These were interesting to do. Or let's just go here, because they have a lot of materials like plastic wrap, milky glass. Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, uh, some is on the outside and some is on the top. Like there was a lot of work time put into this. Like this had to be thicker, not thick enough. There was a label on the top which I designed. In the end, I didn't use because it just took away some of the attention of the scene itself. It was an ironic sticker though. Let's see, candle base, or it's somewhere in here. Candle. There's also branding for a glass that is no longer here because it was glass and it was actually looking really, really bad within the render itself. Candle pack branding. There you go. Fancy tea candles. Fancy, but wow. Fancy text. Wow. Live, laugh, lobotomy. Made with only hazardous materials and something. I had a bit of fun, but this explains. This is I think a 2 to 4K texture because I just didn't want to. This is one of those, I'm coming home from work. I have 30 minutes to an hour to work on something. I'm not going to optimize it because I don't care. It's about the aesthetics here. We know how to optimize it properly. That's not the question here. It's more like I have X amount of time. How can I use it properly for whatever I'm doing? And then I go make a neighborhood on the other side. Anywho, we have gum space lemony fresh with something something. Basically orbit. This here is a lighter that says, whoop, are you living your dream? This is actually one of those things. Where are you? Of course I'm not going to find it right now, but as you can tell, I'm well prepared. There we go. There you go. So basically, this is an actual lighter. Are you living your dream? It was actually, it's actually surprisingly a sentimental lighter. It even has like the droplet color design on it. As a friend of mine, one of my best friends that we haven't seen each other in a few years, and the day I saw him, he was basically a totally different person, like skinny, stressed, chain smoking, and from work, and basically like, dude, you're gonna burn up. He's been doing like this since high school, college, work. And we asked for a lighter, and we got this lighter. It was working for some time, then one day it just stopped working, but it was actually one of those perfect moments where a lighter with a message makes you think. And we actually debated about this lighter for about 5 to 10 minutes, like laughing while drinking. Like it was one of those moments, and I felt it was appropriate to have it be on this within this scene itself. Yeah, it's worthless, but it kind of fits within the environment here. So what else do we have is candles. So well, I'll show you again. Basically, that is my shrine area. It's got candles, and every time I light a candle, I just chuck it on the windowsill. I don't clean it because I like the aesthetic. Nobody can tell me I can't do something. And it's also got a Santa cup where the candles are actually in, but it didn't feel like it fit within the scene itself. And even these things, these candle things, come on, are, ooh, that is actually really fast. It's actually a complete mesh, so it's quite expensive, and I had a baked down version of it. But at the end, it didn't look that nice. And if I'm already going like looks over optimization, because this is the focus of the project, might as well go overboard with it. And some have caps, some don't. Basically, candles, candle less, candle wax, and then just chuck them around. We have a drink, so I want to do something different, except Coke, which it was for a long time, but I had fun trying to figure out how to make this thing on top, which I don't recall if I baked or if it's just a texture. No, it's basically just mesh, which again I baked down. It just didn't look that good, and based on how close the camera is, I decided, look, I'm just gonna make it as nice as possible. The ashtray. This is actually one of the last, not actually the last edition in terms of props, because I wanted to add an ashtray because it just looks the part and have some smoke coming from it, like as a chill out place. And I was researching ashtrays, like what kind of ashtray do I want to put here? Like I just can't put a basic glass brand or whatever. And I thought, what about a concrete one? And they actually sell that on Amazon. And basically, I took the measurements of it, made it, and it's actually quite big, but it's nice to look at. The particles I did myself. I started with a base with an Unreal and changed up a lot. Last time I touched it was quite some time ago, but as you can see, I worked with it from this distance, which looks nice, but up close, not as much. But again, it's one of those 1 hours a day. It's totally acceptable, and I'm happy with it. Cigar box, actually from one of my previous projects. I think the wait, was that project called The Room as well? I have two projects with the same exact name. Probably do. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this is gonna be called something else. But the specialty of it is, let's just take it outside and not show you outside. There's supposed to be a branding sticker on it. Looked bad. I just put on the texture of this box and it looked fantastic. Curtains. Well, I don't have any curtains here. I just have those holders for curtains, and I thought, like, this is a this building was made in 1945. The owner of this building is what, 85, 87 something, basically renting it out, and it was probably renovated in the 80s to 90s. So they probably had this kind of curtains, but based on everything else and the people around me, I thought, like, a knit, is it knit? We call it chipka. It's from India. Basically, this kind of lace. It's called lace. Lace design for a curtain, which one of my grandmothers used to have, I think, or at least many of them had. Just thought, okay, cool, but it's too big. And what I did back in one of my other apartments was basically I bought a really big curtain, cut it up, stuck it on, and basically had two windows with curtains. And I used the same approach of basically like just roughly cutting it around to give it the shape of, yeah, somebody just cut it because it looked nice or whatever. So yeah, it is the same on this one. I was debating to put physics on it, but with the implementation of Wind and Unreal and Cloth, it really had to be in a very specific angle and a lot of dangling to get it work properly. So just thought, I'm just gonna remove it, because even when it worked good enough or properly enough, I couldn't fine tune it the way I wanted it. So just removed it. And the windows themselves, yep, they are basically able to be opened as much as you want. And actually, this is a really nice one. This is how it should look during summer, but it's always closed because whatever, and the window is leaking. Also, there's this locking mechanism, and yes, it does work, and this works as well. So let's just open the window to let in some fresh air. Let's go out. So here we have a tree, birch. Uh, this is again one of those things that I consistently use within all my projects. I think I should get more trees, but it's basically the tree that fit within the project, and I have one in front of my window to the side. So this was a bit like pushed forward to make it look nice, but you can still mostly see it. Now, of course, this isn't going to be part of the resources with the project available on my ArtStation, as well as the rain glass on the windows. 20 minutes? Yeah, I'm always that long. Now, so as I look out the window, I see this basically just roof, 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 and these little windows, which I wanted to add curtains, and they're also quite easily openable. And there's this window, which throughout all the trees don't actually notice because of smart or stupid thinking. And there's actually something else here. Doesn't matter. There's a wall. Creativity. This is how this looks from the outside. So I made this because when you look, I wanted to go out with the camera and didn't want to feel like, oh, there's nothing here. Like, no, there is something here. There's actually this, and there's drainage. This was taken from the grads project, the roofing and basically everything else, and adjusted. And yeah, that is actually as big as it looks. Stupid. Yeah, what else? Well, let's go to our neighbors. So, as I said, when I wanted to look out, I wanted to see the neighbors down there. And this really like presented a wider area of something. Like the idea was just to showcase a little bit, but then I was like, I got enough energy time to make something. And I went overboard. Even made this area here, and there should have been a window here, doesn't matter. I did make this modular, but because I was honestly rushing, it's workable, but it's not great. So, but I decided, no, what? This is a learning experience. Let's fuck it up. The main part of the project was up there. This is just more learning. This was actually from a failed project that I made, and I just finally found a home. It's a fabric closet, basically for camping, but I had it in an apartment because that was the cheapest that was available, and somebody left it there. They lived there before. Drying rack, same thing. Even the sheets, just the textures. And if we look at it from here, excuse me, it even has like these little bolt things, the plastic dividers, even the underside. So there's a lot of props that I did and put a lot of effort in. Never saw the light of day. So when you buy this project for €1, well, you get it. Also, the bumps here are because there was also clothes underneath it, but yeah. And this was simulated within Marvel Designer, I think. So, right, as these things are modular, so are these. I think they're on 100 or 50. Yeah, they're on 100. Yeah, basically just trying out modularity, how things work. It was fun trying to figure them out. Same for the floor. And these wires here, I really try to focus on a lot of things. Too much, even like details like this. Like, look, there's detail that you don't even see and forgot even existed. But it's one of those things. Again, if you come after work home and you're stressed and whatever you want to do. Just like, I'm just gonna model. I just want to relax because I don't do the things I want at the job I have. Yeah, even here, like, forgot about it. Wait, it's late. The plants are from the plant pack on Unreal. That was free, so that's also gonna get removed. So many things. Again, the Grads project. These cabinets, again from the apartment project, the same as these parts. And there's actually a lot of space here that I want to fill in. And there's another one. So a lot of time and effort was put into this that sadly went nowhere, but it's one of those things where I'm just trying out, experimenting, and basically failing at the same time. But I'm okay with this. Like, sure, this took 6 months altogether, but 6 weeks or 7 weeks of those 6 months were dedicated to making a challenge project, and I think I posted another one or not. There are many things I was doing at that time, and life just happened. Sometimes you just need a break. I personally got some medication that I really needed, and stress at work. Basically, I was switching teams, and this project kind of was the reflection. As talking with my therapist, starting a project, talking with him about it, then like, yeah, I should do this project, and this is one of those projects that I'm gonna say near and dear to my heart, but what was one of those that a lot of effort, too much effort for what it is, was put into, uh, but it's finished, and it was a really nice learning experience. Like from the glass to the textures to the modularity to using things I never used, and base and computer dying 2-3 times to a new computer menus. So a lot has changed within the last 6 months, and yeah, I'm really proud of this project. Oh, and of course the chimney, which is totally centered, but it's completely resizable. It was from the Graz project. Yeah, I think I covered everything basically. Yeah, hello, outskirts. Yeah, just going through quickly. Yes, I have nothing else. Oh, no, I'm lying. So, as I said, the advanced glass material pack is going to be deleted. House plants and the tree birch pack is going to be deleted because those are assets that I bought, and don't want you to get your grubby little hands on assets that you don't own. So this is the day scene. Let's go to the. There's an S. The room 2, which is. Don't save anything. So this is the night scene. So now you can see that this actually isn't lit up, but it is lit up by these nice little lights, which are reflected in the glass. And here you see the glass pack, which I'm not going to include. Issues here. First render pass. Many games don't use glass unless don't use metal unless you really need it, and just fake it using roughness, or have like really low metalness values because it's problematic. It's becoming easier now, but this also used metal. So in the first render pass, this was completely reflective and reflected the environment sphere and some other things. Quite problematic. So now it's on 10% metal, just so there's a little bit of reflection of something that you can't really make out. This thing was made using the Blueprints spline mesh. There's a bunch of tutorials on the internet how to do a Blueprints spline mesh. I don't remember. Yeah, I think there's a German guy that did it. I've used it 2-3 times. I think I credited in. Oh, I don't want to be that guy. They'll use the same one. Ah, yeah. Cool. So, what else? Yeah. Because it's nighttime, there's not exactly a lot of light. At least, let's just shut this off. Okay, goody. So this is a standard look, and I use the outside lighting thing to improve the lighting itself, and that's the lighting part. That took some finagling to do. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Well, what else? It's one of those. Oh, what else? I don't know. Oh right. We have actually have particles or like just leaves falling randomly. If you look at the day scene at the final shot going out, there's actually one leaf that spawns in the middle of it. And I decided not to re-render it because this is learning experience. I animated the camera movements within the level itself, duplicated, made the nighttime scene, and because they use technically separate scenes using the same cameras, I had to relink the project cameras. And then going back to that scene, I was like, I'm not gonna redo it. It's fine. It's part of the charm. So for me, uh, actually, that's just me being lazy. I just didn't want to do it. Didn't feel like doing it. And yeah, it was again. Found some tutorials how to figure out how to make this work. I'm much more comfortable within Unity with particles, but Unreal is just so much more robust, but so much more complicated. I think it took me like a few days to a week to figure this out. Again, 1 hour a day to 2 hours, like just tutorials, like an idiot. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. Hmm. Oh. The renders that I do are in images. Let's just open this. Day scene root. Yeah, sure, day scene. So here I have the entire thing. Animated camera shots, this and that. Lightning is keyframed in, and it's also keyed to music. Now, when exporting from Unreal, unless I export using the old method, third, you can't export it using the new movie render cube, which is problematic because I don't understand how I can get smooth frames, so 60 and export at 60, but then the music is off key and basically extended. That's a bit questionable still for me. So I still have to figure these things out, but I timed out a lot of the lighting and effects to the music, and now we're gonna watch it in real time together to get an idea how I wanted to make this actually work. Yeah. So enjoy. Did I turn off the lighting? I turned off the lightning. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. Wait, something's wrong. Oh no, it's fine. Anywho, Yeah, I'm just gonna let it run because I want you to see the keying that I did, like the pedanticness. Ooh. And that's it. So basically, this was an accident. I just wanted to do the day scene, and I thought, you know, I already put so much time and effort into the strip here. I should render out a night scene. And I was looking for music. I was looking for something sad, something not depressing, but melancholy. To just sell the vibe of a chill, at peace, which is exactly how I felt working on this. And the credits for the song are within the video, the main video renders themselves. And it's going to be included within the project so you can basically move sequencer. So you can, if you want to play it back to see how I keyed it on anything else. And for this one, I thought, it's night scene, it's rain, there should be some lighting. And when I started doing lighting, this is first when I started experimenting. It was like, some lighting here, lighting there, how to flash it, get a few bunches of twitchy intensity changes. And working on this, I figured out, this is gonna be nice. And then this one here, I think it actually accidentally keyed itself properly, and I thought, oh, I gotta go back and rework it. And for this shot, I went lighting at the end of the note. It's like, and then left it there. It's not that I wanted you to figure out, oh, it's getting keyed. Like, it's probably getting keyed. It's not. It's out of sync enough and in a weird position that you don't notice it. But when the second one appears, like, oh, it might be keyed, it might be not, and then I leave it intentionally empty. The next shot, I wanted it to be a bit more wild. Like, look, it's just like it's lightning. It's just meant to be interesting. Keyed. And then next one's like, no, it's not. Originally it was more, but I just off keyed it, so it's, again, it's not all keyed because it's not a orchestrated lightning. It's just hints, hints, hints. Because if it was, it wouldn't be that interesting, I think. Here is just a bunch of lightning. Like to really throw you off, but I extended the last note like committed it intentionally. Intention, like full on, like it's keyed, like it's in your face. And the lighting was intentionally with the other weird in-between keystrokes. So everything here was intentional completely, and took me, I think, about 3 hours to 4 hours to do properly. It was very rewarding at the end. As I said, the problem with exporting images, I had to rekey it within Premiere. It's not pinpoint accurate keying, but it's good enough. And it's just another step that I'm gonna have to take to figure out how to do it properly, or at least I wish Unreal had a proper export regards to we render queue as in video, but if you're doing that, you're probably rekeying everything outside of it. So that's just another step for me to figure out how to make it smooth, because last time I did a project like this, which was complex, it was called Complex, it was also keyed to the frame on the notes. Sadly, it didn't render out properly for whatever reason, but it's just another step for me to figure out, okay, so maybe I'm just gonna do scenes themselves, render out the scenes, and then just paste everything together within Premiere, which is probably what I'm gonna do going forward. Although this approach is really nice, but I can always use this as an overlay, underlay, or however. But even that, there's some complexities within it, so I still have to figure out something regarding that. But that's for another time. I don't really have my next project planned out properly. I do have somewhat, but it's probably not going to be what I thought it was going to be, at least for some time, because it's summer, it's break. I shouldn't be doing as much as I am doing, and yet this summer was a blast. So yeah, thank you for watching. Enjoy the other 2 video renders on the channel. Enjoy the other videos. The project files for this are going to be on ArtStation same day as this is going to be posted, basically, or yeah, hopefully it's unlisted right now, or on Gumroad, or there's not even a point, nobody is on Gumroad buying it. Yeah, €1, all the files that are mine, you'll get them. Dig through it, learn from the project, learn from my mistakes. Yeah, so thanks for watching, take care, and have a good day. Why is the camera pointing at the door? Much better. Good night. Yeah, good night.